Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. So I went ahead and got the drawer fronts all milled up. They're not cut to final sizes yet, they're just milled to final thickness. And I took a scrap piece of one of the offcuts after it was milled, along with my drawer material to create a template to use for my setback on the Blum drawer glides. So that's what we're going to do next, is we're going to get all these drawer glides installed and set these other parts aside till we're done with the drawers. But once those are in, then I can get actual measurements off the actual piece to build those drawers. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, so there's all the hardware in. Everything seems to be functioning really nicely. And so now we're going to move on and start building drawers. I should note that I located all those centers with a VIX bit. So just make sure everything, all the screws go in center and it doesn't shift on you a little bit. But yeah, everything's working great. Okay, so the first step is to go ahead and cut all my sides to the length of the glides, which in this case is 15 inches. Okay, so before I can set the sides in place and pull an actual measurement for what I need for these plywood pieces, the internal side of the drawer, the false drawer front if you will, I need to go ahead and get these veneered so that I can cut my rabbets in the side and then pull the measurement. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to go ahead and get all these side pieces veneered and then we can get them rabbeted. I've left this a little long. Okay, so I goofed up a little bit on a couple of fronts. One, when I cut my sides, I didn't account for a rabbet. So if I put the rabbet in there, then my drawers are too short, just not going to work. And because we're not doing any fancier joinery, I just don't know that it really matters. It's just going to be glue and screw and butt joints. You're never going to see them anyway. So it is what it is. That's what the joinery is going to be. My other mistake is you notice that only one of the long rails in this drawer got the edge banding. So I miscalculated when I ordered, and I didn't order enough to do the backs. So the back of each drawer isn't going to get edge banded. Again, you're never going to see it. It's not the end of the earth, but it is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and start grooving these for the drawer bottoms. I'm just going to use a single blade to take 2 passes on each one. I'll test fit it and we'll move on and hopefully we get a drawer put together here soon. Okay, so now that all my grooves are cut to accept the drawer bottoms, to do the backs, all I have to do is raise the blade and just cut the backs off. Okay, now that I got my dry fit nice and square, I'm going to go ahead and get a measurement for the drawer bottom and get that cut. So when I clamp all this back together, I have the drawer bottom in place. That'll just help me keep it square while the glue dries and while I put the screws in. So again, my grooves were 1/4 of an inch deep. So I just need my measurements. Okay, so there's a good dry fit that I'm happy with. Everything is just really nice and square. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull this apart now and get some glue on it and get it right back into the clamps here. And then I'll come back later and put the screws in. And of course, I don't want to go below that notch for the back. I get just a temporary clamp on it here. Dead on square. Okay guys, well there's the first one all nice and glued up. I still got to get screws in it. I'll do that in the morning. It's getting a little late here now and I have some other things I got to do. So I'm just going to leave this sit like this for now. I'll put screws in it in the morning and then go after the rest of the drawers and of course get the hardware on. So see you guys in the morning. Alrighty guys, just going to get this out of clamps, get the screws in it, then we'll get the hardware on it. So just kind of a nifty thing I like to do. Sometimes this 1/2-inch plywood is difficult to locate center, and I don't need to pre-mark everything, because if I'm using 1/2-inch material, the shank on my square is 1/2 inch. So I can literally just set it on here this way, line up good with the plywood, and then I have my center and my location all in one shot. And I just took one of the offcuts from the backs and I made a story stick so I don't have to measure each one of these drawers for putting the screws in the bottom. Okay, so I'm just using the jig it tool again. I'm going to line it up in here and pre-drill my holes. Just being careful not to drill all the way through. Although it wouldn't be the end of the earth since this is a false drawer front. And we get that guy lined up and get some screws in it. Okay, then I use the same jig it tool and just set up on the back to locate for where that pin goes. Just like that. There it is, guys. It's a good fit. Got a piece of my offcut here for the drawer fronts. My lineup is really nice, so I'm happy with that. There'll be a little play here and there, but nothing we can't handle. So, time to get the other 4 done. Okay guys, we're gonna call that a wrap for this video. I've got the other 4 drawers to do. They're done exactly the same way, so you're not gonna miss anything there. And when we get going again, we'll work on those drawer fronts and get those fitting just right. And our center cabinet will be done. Then we'll move on to those shoe drawers. So until next time, guys, take care.